Hello, am I audible? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, that's fine. All right. So in last lecture, I shared one surprise test with you, and I found some of you have some doubts in the surprise test, right? For the surprise test. Okay. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. 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 So I will go question by question, so that it can be a revise of first 6 chapter, right? So the question is, the first question was like, which of the following is the correct identifier in C++? So there are certain rules to like for the identifiers. So what are those rules? The identifier will not be start with, or it not be start with the name, sorry, the number. Okay, the identifier must not start with any number and any special symbol except underscore. Underscore सोडून दुसरा कुठलाही special symbol, as like here dollar is there in the second option, or you may found like at the rate, or exclamatory sign, or the modulo, or the ampersand operator, or the star operator. Okay, so the name of identifier or the identifier will not be start with any number or any special character except underscore. Underscore, with underscore it can be the name of identifier, or identifier can be start with the underscore but not any other special symbol and the number. But you can use the special symbol in between the name of identifier as well as the numbers as well. Okay, but not at the beginning. So if you check the correct option, so you will found the first option is the correct. It starts with the letters and it not starts with the number or any special symbol. Okay, so the correct option was first. So now if you read the question number 2 carefully, which of the following symbol is used to declare the preprocessor directives? Okay, which of the following symbol is used to declare the preprocessor directive? When the question is there as for the preprocessor directive, so we came to know the preprocessor directive. It is nothing but the first section in the when you started this learning programming language. So we have seen the block structure of C programming as well as the C++ programming, right? So what is there? So it contains the basic sections. Like first section will be the comment section. Second, the comment section is used to, yes, give extra details related with your program, extra information related with the program. And thereafter you have a preprocessor directive and it begins with hash. Hash include, and it will include the some header files from which we are going to use some library functions in the program, as like we use here now cin and cout, right? So preprocessor directive will point towards the header files so that compiler will come to know, yes, these are the these are the header files, and from them I need to search for the required what? Yes, who will tell me? Required system defined function or the library function. Okay, so this is the case. This is the case with hash. Ampersand, this at the rate and dollar is not used for the preprocessor directive. Okay. Now I will move to the next. What is meant by the polymorphism in C++? So the polymorphism, it means the many form. Okay, what it means? It has a multiple forms. So if you understand this definition of polymorphism, so we can easily give the answer for the question. The first is obviously not class having only a single form. For single form, we cannot say it as a polymorphism. एकच फॉर्म जर दिसत असेल म्हणजे एकच फंक्शनॅलिटी वर्क होत असेल बरोबर तर त्याला आपण पॉलिमॉर्फिझम नाही म्हणणार. What is the polymorphism? So example in the example we have seen like plus operator, it performs two different ways. Like one is for the addition. If I am having the integer type of value, it will go for the addition. And if I have a string type of values or the character type of value, so plus operator is doing the concatenation. That means joining of two string. Correct. But now in this case here, you should not limit this polymorphism only for the two forms. Okay. They in a function polymorphism, so we can have the multiple functions. We can have the like multiple execution of the same function name with parameter, with parameterize, without parameters, then multiple parameters. Okay, so you cannot limit those to two forms or four forms. दोन किंवा चार फॉर्म असतील असंच काही नाही. So the correct answer is class having many forms. Okay, the correct answer for polymorphism. For the example I given you like the plus operator with two forms, and we have seen with the constructor like 3 to 4 different forms, but I can include many more. Okay, so the correct answer is class having many forms. The next, decision control statements in C++ can be implemented using if else, conditional operator, and all of these. So if you remember, we learned this concept in the second unit, right? So there we have seen a control structure. It has two different components. So what are those? First one is the like a decision control, and second one is the loop control. So in the decision control, again it is divided into three parts: if loop, if else, and else if ladder. In the second part, control structure, sorry, loop control statements, there we have seen for loop, then we have while loop, and third we have do while loop, right? If you try to recall it. So the question here asked is decision control statement. The question is about decision control statement. Now obviously, as control structure has two part, decision control and loop control. Loop control will carries about for, while, and do while. So here only three remains: if loop, if else, and conditional operator. Now when we say conditional operator, conditional operators are nothing but again the Boolean expressions. So what are those conditional operators? Less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to. Then we have equal to, which is there for the comparison, right? So these operators, by using these operators, we can implement if and if else. So the correct answer is all of these. So the decision control statements in C++ can be implemented using if else, and conditional operators. Okay, the correct answer is all of these. I'll move to next. Yes. So who will tell me the answer of this program? Is program visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is the correct answer for this? I'll a little scroll more. Yes, so that you have a problem and you will be having the options as well. Yes, who will tell me?
Goodbye.
Option B. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, you can put your response in the chat box. Yes, two students have messaged me. Okay, what about others? Yes, getting response. Yes, correct. That is goodbye. Why it is goodbye? Yes, can anybody explain? Yes, can anybody explain why goodbye is the correct answer? Anyone? Okay, one of you have mentioned partially it is correct. Yes, what about others? Yes, anyone? See, ज्यावेळेस आपण आन्सर सांगतो आन्सर का आलं ते पण सांगता आलं पाहिजे. Then it shows your confidence, level of confidence. Otherwise, like it will be
सर
difficult. Yes.
कंडिशन तर तुम्ही फॉल्स दिली.
इफ मध्ये काय झालंय?
इफ ची कंडिशन फॉल्स दिली सर तुम्ही. 0 म्हटलं की फॉल्स आणि 1 म्हटलं की ट्रू.
करेक्ट व्हेरी करेक्ट. सी आता इथे इफ मध्ये काय दिसतंय, इथे तुम्हाला डायरेक्ट रिझल्ट दिसतोय. यू आर नॉट एबल टू सी एनी एक्सप्रेशन असेल तर काय असतं ते एक्सप्रेशनचा रिझल्ट वेदर इट इज ट्रू ऑर फॉल्स. ओके, जर एक्सप्रेशन दिलेलं असेल तुम्हाला एखादं बुलियन एक्सप्रेशन अँड बुलियन एक्सप्रेशन इज ऑलवेज रिझल्ट इन टू आयदर ट्रू ऑर फॉल्स, राईट? But now here Boolean expression is missing and here directly values are given to you. And we know if we got a Boolean expression false it means to 0. False म्हणजेच काय? 0. And other than false जे काय असेल it will be treated as 1. Okay, if I give any number, okay, I'll show you here. Just a minute. Online C++ compiler. Namespace std. Okay. Okay, I'll write the code here. If here I'm having some block, else and the body of else. Okay, here I'm having the message cout say hello. Here I'm having goodbye, right? Okay, I'll little minimize, yes, zoom in. Okay, now it working of if and else is depend on the result of this Boolean expression. Okay, now if I as now just now given the 0, right? 0 it means false. When the condition is false, so it will not execute the body of if loop. It will execute whatever you have mentioned in the else. So just check. Okay, it as you mentioned in the chat box, it gives the result as goodbye. But if I give any value here other than 0, let's say I will give it as a 5 and I will run the program. See, any value except 0, any single value except 0, it will be treated as a true value. मग ते 1च असायला पाहिजे असं काही नाही. Okay, any value except 0 will be treated as true value. And when the condition is as a true, so it will execute if. Okay, I'll write 1. Say it gives me hello. If I write just we have checked the 5, or you can give any value. Now any value, that means you can assign minus sign as well. तुम्ही इथं minus सुद्धा घेऊ शकताय. Any value except 0. Okay, when I run the program, see, it will print hello. Okay, but for 0, it is assumed the result boolean value, boolean expression is false, and it gives the result as 0. And for 0, that means the condition is false. When the condition is false, the else block is going to be executed. Okay, any value except 0 will execute the else block. Sorry, will execute the if block. The 0 value will execute the else block. Okay, so you keep this point in like you should remember this. Now the third option will not be there. Hello, goodbye. See, if you are using this if else, so either if will execute or else will execute, or both of them will not be execute. एकतर if loop execute होईल किंवा else होईल किंवा हे दोन्ही होणार नाहीत. It depends on my scenario. Okay, इथल्या सिनेरिओ वरती काय आहे ते डिपेंड आहे. एकतर एक्झिक्यूट एकच होईल, नाहीतर हे दोन्ही पण होणार नाही. पण दोन्ही पण कधीही एक्झिक्यूट होत नाहीत. Okay, so the option 3, those who, if you tick by mistakenly third option, hello goodbye, so that is absolutely incorrect, and you need to you need to rethink on it, because sorry, because both if and else will not be execute simultaneously. त्या दोघांमधला एकच कुठला तरी एक्झिक्यूट होईल, दोन्ही कधीही एक्झिक्यूट होत नाहीत. Okay, now we will move to next. If you have to make a decision based on multiple choice, which of the following is best suited? Yes, who will tell me? If you have to make a decision based on multiple choice, which one of the following is best suited? Yes, you can give your answer in the comment box or in chat box. Three students have given the answer. Yes, what about others? You already solved the test, so don't worry. You can, yes, correct. Else if ladder. Okay, or you can mention it as if else if. Okay, if condition आता else if आणि if मधला we have seen the difference. If else जर असेल, if else म्हणजे if you have two condition, जर दोन condition असतील dependent, like number is positive or negative, the number is odd or even, बरोबर सर, तर या केस मध्ये if else यूज करतो आपण. If is used to check one condition, पण हे जे काय विचारलं हा क्वेश्चन, if you have to make a decision, म्हणजे तुम्हाला डिसिजन करायचं, but you have multiple choice, म्हणजे प्रॉब्लेम एकच आहे तुमचा. as like the example of we have seen one example, I'll recall it, like calculating the grades, right? Grade calculate kartana, then you have to compare the first condition as for the distinction, the marks greater than 75. Then the second condition will be your the marks greater than 60 and less than 75. It will give you the first class. Third condition, the marks greater than 50 and less than 60, less than or equal to 60. So it will give you the second class. The marks greater than 40 and less than 50, it will give you the pass. Less than 40, it will give you the fail grade. Okay, so you are going to execute these 5 conditions to make a decision which grade should be allocated to the students based on the percentage or the marks, right? So इफ हे तुम्ही प्रत्येक वेळेस यूज करू शकता, पण जर तुम्हाला लेट्स से इफ यू हॅव द मार्क्स ॲट 76, okay, so in the first attempt only, in the first condition only, you will get to know it has a distinction, the student has a distinction. पण इफ मध्ये काय करायला लागेल, ह्या 5 केस तुम्हाला वेगळ्या वेगळ्या लिहायला लागतील, आणि इफ मध्ये काय होईल, जरी मला पहिल्या केसला जर रिझल्ट मिळाला तर सेकंड केस पण चेक होईल, थर्ड केस चेक होईल, फोर्थ केस चेक होईल, फिफ्थ केस चेक होईल. Unnecessarily your compiler is going to check all the cases if you use the only if statement. पण जर त्याच्या जागी जर तुम्ही else if ladder जर यूज केला, when compiler founds the correct answer or it will execute the true value, it will not check the remaining condition. तर प्रत्येक वेळेस बाकीचे ज्या कंडिशन्स आहेत त्या चेक होणार नाहीत. If it found at the second condition, so it will not check third, fourth and fifth. Okay, it will limit to only second condition. Okay, so the correct answer is if else ladder, sorry, or else if ladder, or if else if. Okay, so most of you, all of you have like those who mentioned in the chat box, they have mentioned in the correct way. Good. As like this question is depend on the question which we discussed earlier. The two parts of the control statement, one is the decision control and other is the loop control. So there I have mentioned you in the decision control, you have, yes, 3 more: if else and else if ladder. Yes, the remaining one is what? Your loop control statement. In loop control again you have for loop, while loop, do while loop. So can anybody tell me which one of these 3 are entry control loop? ह्या तिघांपैकी while loop, for loop. Answer for this question is all of this. ह्या question's answer आहे all of this. I have one more question based on these 3 loops. So which one is the entry control loop? Okay, only 2 students have mentioned in the chat box. What about others? Yes, tell me fast. Okay, only 3. What about others? What are the, or out of these 3, while, for, do while? So which one is the entry control loop? Yes, 2 students have mentioned very correct. Others partially. What about others remaining? As there is no option of none of these. So tell me, out of these 3. Okay, good. Yes, remaining. Do it fast. See, both for loop and while loop, both are the entry control loop. While in the body, no, one of you have mentioned. See, those who mentioned all of these, I think you answered the question. Not which one is the entry control loop. Okay, so we discuss about entry control loop. In the entry control loop, the for loop and while loop, these 2 are the entry control loop. If you remember the syntax, okay, I'll move to the screen. Okay, I'll remove this now. So what is the syntax of while loop? While, and here you have some expression and it will start here, the body. Okay, here is your Boolean expression. Okay, this is your Boolean expression, and when it is true, then the body of while loop is going to be executed, right? If you go through the syntax of for loop, okay, I'll now make a comment for while. I'll write the syntax of for. Here I have like, okay, I will take this to the next question because the next question is depend on this. Just a minute, and then we'll discuss both. Just a minute. Okay. So choose. Okay, I will take this question first. Then we'll go for entry control and exit control. Choose a correct C++ for loop syntax. Now, if you check here, all are the for loops. So which one is the correct? Yes, who will tell me? Out of these four, which one is the correct? 3 students given the correct answer. What about others? Okay, good. So most of you have given the correct answer. Option A is correct. So what is the option A? If you check the syntax for, it gives you the initialization. So that is why I stop here. Okay. I wish to get the answer from your side. As like I mentioned here, Boolean expression, I was about to start with initialization and all, but I came to know I have a second question, next question, to give you the syntax of for loop. So I stopped there. And here we get the syntax, right? For initialization, then second part is condition, and third section is depend on the problem statement, whether to increment or to decrement, right? So if I print 1 to 10, I'll increment it. And if I wish to print 10 to 1, I will decrement. Okay. I'll use the decrement operator. If you check the second option, declaration, condition, and increment operator, here only increment operator is considered and declaration. So it begins with initialization. This is not like declaration increment. Second place is there for the condition. It will not be changed. Okay, do remember this. The sequence cannot be changed. You need to initialize, check condition, and do increment or decrement. Okay, now I'll write it here now. Here I have a increment, sorry, initialization. Okay, initialization. Then the second section is of condition. And third section is talking about, I'll write in short, increment and decrement. Okay, and if it is true, it will execute the body. Okay, now if you check the working of for loop, it will first initialize some value. It will check the condition. If this condition is true, then the body of for loop is going to be executed. After getting all the statement execute, it will go and it will increment or decrement. It depends. Once it perform this operation, then again it will check the condition and it will enter into the body if the condition is true. Otherwise, it will come outside the for loop. Okay, but if you check this initialization, if this condition is false at the first attempt, the condition is first attempt plus or false असेल, then there is no option for your executing the body and increment or decrement. Just तुमची condition if false असेल, the for loop is going to be terminate and it will go for the next execution as like of your this while loop. So for loop and while loop are both entry control loop. And now what about exit control? Exit control मध्ये काय असते की तुम्ही एकदा स्टेटमेंट ते एक्झिक्यूट करणार, but you are going to see, this is how we have do while. So इथे जे काही तुम्ही लिहिणार डू मध्ये, डू या स्टेटमेंटच्या ब्लॉक मध्ये, मिनिमम once this code is going to be executed, irrespective of this condition. कारण compiler ज्यावेळेस compilation start करते, it will start from this line, like top to down, top bottom approach. It will first found do, and whatever you have written in the do, it is going to be execute. And the execute झाल्यानंतर काय होतंय, it check the condition. If this condition is false, then it will not execute the next time. हे पुढच्या वेळेस एक्झिक्यूट होणार नाही कधी जर या फाईल मधली कंडिशन फॉल्स असेल तर. But if the condition is true, So it will execute one more time. Then it will check the condition once again. If it is still true, again it will execute till the condition is true. जोपर्यंत condition true आहे तोपर्यंत हे execute होत राहील. And once it found the condition is false, so it will not execute. पण do while हा जो काही block आहे, it will execute minimum one time, irrespective of your condition is true or false. आता चेक करा की इथे do मध्ये मी इथे प्रिंट केलं स्टेटमेंट अँड द कंडिशन इज फॉल्स. ही कंडिशन जर फॉल्स असेल तर हा स्टेटमेंट म्हणजे कंट्रोल हे परत डू ला येणार नाही. ओके, येणार नाही. सो मिनिमम वन टाइम this loop is going to be execute and it checks the condition when it exit from the loop. ज्यावेळेस लूप मधून बाहेर यायचं असते त्यावेळेस इथं कंडिशन चेक होती. सो डू while we called it as a exit control loop. Okay, so out of these three, while and for is entry control and do while is exit control. Okay, the next question, like most of you have sent me the answer for this in my mobile. Okay, WhatsApp, through WhatsApp. Maybe some of you get confused here. Okay, I'll write the code here. Yes, is everyone looking at the screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now before starting with the discussion, so what are your opinion about this? You can message in the chat box. So what will be the answer for this question? Yes, give your response. It may be like the first one, the second one, third one, or the fourth. You can give your response. We will discuss. Don't worry. Don't worry, we will discuss whether it is irrespective of your correct answer or wrong answer. Okay, I guess most of you have submitted your answer. Okay, some of are true, some of are false. Right, so we will discuss it now. Okay, I will type the program. I 0 to 10 plus plus. Okay. See out, I think I is there. Let me check. Okay, I. And here the return statement. Okay, see now you should observe the code very keenly. Just a minute. I'll move back to the problem statement. See here, the first line in integer I semicolon for I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, and here you have a trick, semicolon. Okay, so I will give here as a semicolon. Okay, now just a minute. Yes. Okay, after semicolon, I have open curly bracket, close curly bracket, and I'm going to display the value of I variable. Okay. Yes, we have written the same code. Okay, so most of you have given the correct answer. One of you asked the question. See, if you go to the syntax, that is why I called it as this semicolon is a trick for you. Why it is trick? I will tell you. आतापर्यंत आपण काय बघितलंय की फॉर लूप असा बघितलाय, फॉर त्याच्यानंतर त्याचा ओपन क्लोज कर्ली ब्रॅकेट अँड इट विल हॅव सम बॉडी, राईट, विथ ओपन अँड क्लोज कर्ली ब्रॅकेट. हे आतापर्यंत बघितलंय. If I use this code without semicolon, मी तर semicolon नाही घेतलेला. Without semicolon, if I use this code, see what is the first value here? 0. So it will print 0 because this condition is true. 0 less than 10 condition is true, so it will print 0. And now it goes and it increments 0 plus 1. Now I become 1. Is 1 less than 10? Yes, condition is true, so it will print now value of I, that is 1. It will increment, I becomes 2. 2 less than 10, the condition is true, right? आता हे कुठपर्यंत होणार असं 9. When I becomes 9, 9 less than 10, the condition is true and the value of I is 9 here. It will print 9. 0 to 9 it has printed. Now it goes here and it increments 9 plus 1, 10. And now it will check the condition. 10 less than 10, condition is false. 10 हा 10 पेक्षा लहान नाही. It is equal to, right? When the condition is false, it will go outside. So what will be the output in this case? 0 to 9. या केस मध्ये आउटपुट काय असेल? 0 to 9. Now what we have? A semicolon here. आता semicolon जर मी दिला तर इथे काय होते बघा. I will run the program and what it gives me? 10. 10. आता हे 10 का बरं येते? काय येते? तर हे फॉर लूपचे हे जे काही एक्झिक्युशन आहे, हे एक्झिक्युशन हे कुठपर्यंत झालं? आता मी लास्ट व्हॅल्यू तुम्हाला कुठली सांगितली ते सांगा मला. कंडिशन फॉल्स यायला लास्ट व्हॅल्यू कुठली सांगितली मी तुम्हाला?
10.
हा बरोबर. इथे मी हे काय केलं? एक्झिक्यूट केला. आय अप टू 9. 9 काय झाला? 9 इज सॅटिस्फाईड. 9 लेस दॅन 10, it is true and it prints the value of I variable, that is 9. It increments the value of I variable with 1. एक नी value काय झाली? Increment झाली I. So 9 plus 1, that is 10. And it checks now what is the value of I variable? 10. Okay. So it checks the condition. Is 10 less than 10. आता इथे 10 less than 10 ही कंडिशन फॉल्स झाली. पण I या व्हेरिएबल ची व्हॅल्यू काय आहे? 10. ज्यावेळेस मी इथे सेमीकोलन देतोय त्यावेळेस हे जे काय मी आता तुम्हाला एक्झिक्युशन सांगितलंय, हे सगळे एक्झिक्युशन इथे एक्झिक्यूट होते ऑलरेडी. हा लूप किती वेळेस एक्झिक्यूट होणार आहे? टिल द कंडिशन इज ट्रू. जरी मी इथं बॉडी दिली नाही तरी इथे काय होतंय? आय या व्हेरिएबलची व्हॅल्यू काय होती? या प्लस प्लस ऑपरेटरमुळे इन्क्रीज होती बिकॉज इट सॅटिस्फाईज द कंडिशन. आणि कंडिशन फॉल्स कुठे होती? वेन आय बिकम्स 10. आणि तेच मी काय करतोय इथे प्रिंट करतोय. सी यू कॅन गिव्ह हिअर ओपन कर्ली ब्रॅकेट, क्लोज कर्ली ब्रॅकेट. दिला तरी चालेल, नाही दिला तरी चालेल. इफ यू रन द प्रोग्राम इट गिव्स द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ आय बिकम्स 10. इथे व्हॅल्यू किती आली? इन्क्रीमेंट झाल्यानंतर या कंडिशन फॉल्स व्हायला. अजून एक गोष्ट, फॉर लूपच्या बाहेर कंट्रोल कधी येतं सांगा मला? व्हेन द कंडिशन बिकम्स फॉल्स. बरोबर. आणि ते कंडिशन फॉल्स व्हायला माझ्याकडे इथे व्हॅल्यू किती आहे या व्हेरिएबलची? 10. सो दिस out statement is going to print the value of I variable, that is 10. येते लक्षात? हॅलो. थोडक्यात हा जो फॉर लूप आहे हा फॉर लूप विदाउट बॉडी आहे असं समजायला काही हरकत नाही. हे इथे जे काही दिलतं मी असं ओपन कर्ली ब्रॅकेट आणि इथे क्लोज कर्ली ब्रॅकेट, इट इज जस्ट टू लाईक व्हॉट यू कॅन से, जस्ट टू कन्फ्यूज यू. कारण तुम्ही काय बघणार? इथून बघणार काही जण इथे सेमीकोलन. ओके, मोस्ट ऑफ यू हॅव गिवन द आन्सर हिअर इन द चॅट बॉक्स ॲज एरर बिकॉज यू मे नॉट हॅव एक्झिक्युटेड सच काइंड ऑफ प्रोग्राम. असे प्रोग्राम तुम्ही एक्झिक्यूट केलेले नाही, त्याच्यामुळे एक्झिक्यूट केलेले नाही म्हणजे फॉर्म मध्ये इथे तुम्ही सेमीकोलन दिलेलं नाही. सो आतापर्यंत जे काही तुमचं अजम्पशन होतं की दोज हू हॅव सेड एरर, सो ऍज पर युअर अजम्पशन दॅट इज ट्रू, बट द फॅक्ट काय आहे की तुमचा हा फॉर लूप एक्झिक्यूट होतो विदाउट बॉडी. दिस फॉर लूप इज विदाउट बॉडी. ओके. सेमीकोलन दिला म्हणजे काय झालं? तुमचं तिथे एक्झिक्युशन संपलं, त्या लाईनचं एक्झिक्युशन तिथे संपलं आणि त्याच्यामध्ये कुठली व्हॅल्यू आली ती तुम्ही इथं पुढे यूज करताय. ओके, हॅव यू अंडरस्टूड? ओके, सो तर इंटिजर डेटा टाइप येतो ना. ओके सी, मी इथे कुठलं व्हेरिएबल यूज केलंय? आय व्हेरिएबल, बरोबर का?
Yes, sir.
ओके, आता इथे आय व्हेरिएबल यूज केले आणि इथे मी काय केलंय, आय व्हेरिएबल हा कुठल्या टाईपचा आणि हा मी
Integer.
कुठे डिक्लेअर केलाय? हा करेक्ट. सो हा मी डिक्लेअर कुठे केलाय? आउटसाइड फॉर लूप. हा जर मी इनसाइड जर डिक्लेअर केला असता, नाव इट इज लोकल फॉर ओनली दिस फॉर लूप, तर तो काय झाला, सॉरी सेमीकोलन काढतो, तो काय झाला असता, ह्या फॉर लूपचा लोकल झाला असता. बट ऍज आय हॅव डिक्लेअर्ड इट अ ग्लोबल वे, सो आय कॅन ऍक्सेस हिअर इनसाइड दिस फॉर लूप. पण त्याचा डेटा टाईप कुठला आहे? इंटिजरच आहे. आणि तोच आपण काय करतोय, इथे व्हॅल्यू त्याची इटरेट करतोय. व्हॅल्यू प्लस प्लस होऊन जोपर्यंत ही कंडिशन फॉल्स होत नाही तोपर्यंत आपण काय करतोय, त्याचा डेटा टाईप काही चेंज होणार आहे का? त्याचा इंटिजर आहे किंवा काय आहे? नाही चेंज होणार, बरोबर. सो देर इज नो कनेक्शन बिटवीन द डेटा टाईप अँड दिस. हा, पण जर मी इथे जर इंटिजर आय डिक्लेअर केलंय आणि इथे मी ए यूज करतोय, ए किंवा दुसरं कुठलंही व्हेरिएबल जर यूज करतोय, सो इन दॅट केस इट विल गिव्ह मी error. Why? Because a is not initialized. See, a is not declared. तर तो a हा जो काय आहे तो इंटिजर आहे का दुसरी कुठली व्हॅल्यू आहे, तो त्यांनी काय केलेलं नाही, डिक्लेअर केलेलं नाही. ओके, बाय चान्स इफ आय मेन्शन दिस ॲज इंटिजर a. Okay, now tell me the output of this program. Okay, I define the variable a is of type integer. Now tell me the output of this program. Yes, what will be the output of this program? Anyone, or you can mention in the chat box. Only one student have mentioned. What about others? Okay, I'll run the program for you. See, why it gives me 0? 0, okay, in C++, if you don't assign any value to any variable and you wish to display it, it gives you the default value 0. See, इथे काय होतंय फॉर लूप मध्ये, ए या व्हेरिएबलची व्हॅल्यू इन्क्रीमेंट झाली, पण मी इथे काय डिस्प्ले केलाय, आय व्हेरिएबल. अगेन दिस, सी, when you will be in the final year and when you will be facing the technical interviews, technical aptitude test, okay, so such type of questions may be there, so that you need to understand what are the like default values for the data types in each programming language. सी मध्ये काय येते, गार्बेज व्हॅल्यू प्रिंट होते. सी मध्ये 0 व्हॅल्यू नाही प्रिंट होत. ओके, सी विल गिव्ह यू द सम अदर आन्सर for, and it will be differ like when you run the program again and again, because it's a garbage value. But in C++, the default value for integer type of variable is 0. Okay, इथे काय केलंय, एक व्हेरिएबल आय व्हेरिएबल इनिशियलाइज केलंय, इथे ए हा व्हेरिएबल इनिशियलाइज केलाय आणि फॉर लूप मध्ये मी काय केलंय, ए या व्हेरिएबलला मी इटरेट केलंय, बरोबर. इफ आय राईट, आणि इथे काय केलंय मी, आय व्हॅल्यू प्रिंट करतोय. सो इथे फक्त एक कन्सेप्ट तुमच्या लक्षात पाहिजे की डिफॉल्ट व्हॅल्यू फॉर इंटिजर डेटा टाइप इन C++ विल बी 0. हा एकच कन्सेप्ट इथे लक्षात ठेवायचा. इफ आय राईट इट हिअर ए जर केला तर काय येईल आता, 10. ओके, and this is like the same as our previous question. Okay, so I hope you understood this. The semicolon म्हणजेच this for loop is without the body of for loop. हा for loop without body आहे. आणि इथे चेक करायचं की नेक्स्टला मी काय प्रिंट करतोय. ओके, इफ आय एम युजिंग द सेम व्हेरिएबल दॅट आय युज्ड हिअर इन द फॉर लूप, सो at what condition this for loop is going to be false, कुठल्या व्हॅल्यूला फॉल्स होणार आहे, that will be my answer. Okay, Okay, so is it clear to all? Hello. समजते नहीं समजलं? Hello. Okay. Okay, good. Now we'll move to the next question. What will be the output of following C++ code? And the code is here. Yes. Now tell me the answer for this question. Okay, I'll try to little scroll down. Yes. This is the question and these are the options. So which one is the correct option? Okay. Okay, good. Option A. Now we will check. See, now compiler will go to this line, integer a, b. Okay, so compiler will come to know both variables are of type integer. And just check, all are the integer value, 10, 4. Okay, so there is errors of part error mein. Okay, now check the value. A is equal to 10, b is equal to 4. Okay, this equal to is assignment operator. Right hand side ला जे काय आहे ते कुणाला assign होतात, left hand side ला, बरोबर. 10 is assigned to A, 4 is assigned to B. Now B is assigned to A, and what is B? 4. B काय आहे? 4. So ultimately A is equal to 4. What is the value of A now? सुरुवातीला
4.
काय व्हॅल्यू होती? 10, बरोबर. पण आता ती काय झाली? ओव्हरराईट झाली. ओव्हरराईट म्हणजे आधीची व्हॅल्यू निघून गेली आणि त्याच्या जागी नवीन व्हॅल्यू आली. सो A is equal to 4. B is equal to 4 आधी होतं, पण आता इथे काय झालंय? B is equal to 7. So what are the latest values of A and B? A is equal to 4 and B is equal to 7. And here I need to display A and B. Okay. So if you go to the first option is correct. A is 4 and B is 7. 10, no, because it is overwritten here at the third step. At third step la काय झाली ती override झाली. So 10 value is erased for A. And at this stage also B is equal to 7, it is override the previous value of B. So this option is again incorrect. A is equal to 4, B is equal to 10. नाही, B bill आपण 10 कुठेच assign नाही केलं. So this option is incorrect. Last two are incorrect. Second option will be true if you print this before this A is equal to B. जर तुम्ही A is equal to B च्या आधी जर हे प्रिंट केलं असतं, value of A and B, then the second option was correct. But after this execution of all, the correct option is first one. Okay. So this was about the surprise test, and I will check the response now. Yes, most of you got the out of out. Just a minute. I think you received the scores in your email right after the test. If not, I just released the scores, and it may be available in your email. Just check. See, this is for those 13 students. If and else, both will not be executed at once. So those who made a mistake, 13 students. Okay, for this question of for loop, so maybe you may have considered this semicolon is by mistake, and because of this you have marked. Just a minute. It may be the thing, but it was not by mistake, it was intentionally given to you. Okay, ज्यांनी हे answer दिले 0 to 9, I assume you have taken semicolon as a by mistake print, and with this assumption you executed. पण ज्यांनी हे दिले answer 0 to 10, see 10 obviously it will not print. Okay, I will move to here once again. Okay, I will switch back to I now, as per our problem statement. Okay. And जरी semicolon काढला तुम्ही, it will never print 10 because for 10 it is going to be false. हे 10 ला false होणार आहे. So इथे 10 कधीच येणार नाही. आता इथे 10 कधी येईल? When the condition is less than or equal to. Less than equal to असेल तर मग इथे 10 येईल. Okay, I will run the program. Okay, इथे. पण जर इथे नुसतं जर less than असेल and if you run the program, for 10 the condition becomes false. Okay. So if I'm having strict less than, that means 10 will not be come in the output, but the student, those like 5 students, those who made a made this option as a correct, for them 10 will not be appear. Okay. 5 have said the error because it may be like you have checked the syntax of for loop. For loop चा syntax तुम्ही आतापर्यंत जो बघितलाय, without body you have not yet seen. So for them you are correct, but the fact I just discussed, right? Okay, there are still 17 students who have mentioned the second option is correct, a equal to 10 and b equal to 4. Just one thing for you, you need to observe the code carefully. Okay, फक्त आपण सुरुवातीला बघून जर आन्सर देत असाल, that is absolutely wrong. Okay, I will go to the problem again. Last problem. सी फक्त काय केलंय की काही जणांनी इथे बघितलं आणि नंतर मला प्रिंट काय करायचंय, ए आणि बी 10 आणि 4. सो करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ए अँड दिस सेकंड. ओके, नो, बट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टँड व्हॉट इज देअर इन द नेक्स्ट स्टेप. ह्या पुढच्या स्टेपला काय केलंय आपण ते सुद्धा तुम्ही बघायला पाहिजे. बिकॉज हिअर द व्हॅल्यूज आर ओव्हर राईट, अँड वेन द व्हॅल्यूज आर ओव्हर राईट, the latest or the updated overwritten values are going to be in the output. आधीच्या व्हॅल्यू ह्या निघून जातात, मेमरी मधून त्या इरेज होतात आणि त्याच्या जागी ह्या नवीन व्हॅल्यूज प्लेस होतात. ओके, दॅट पार्ट वी कॉल्ड इट एज अ ओव्हरराइड. ओके, सो अंडरस्टँड द प्रॉब्लेम कम्प्लिटली अँड देन गो फॉर द आन्सर. ओके, घाई करू नका थोडीशी. Okay, I guess we reached the time. Okay. Still, if you have any doubts, you can message me on my WhatsApp. I'll try to clear it. But I guess I cleared all the doubts. Okay, so today we will stop here. By tomorrow we will start with the 7th unit, stream and files. Okay, so we'll stop here today. Thank you. Have a nice day. I'm going to stop. Okay, just a minute. I need to maintain your attendance.